Hey everybody, Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and I'm bringing you a review today. You're like, what? Finally he does a review of something instead of like, oh, the stupid weekly metal topics or stupid, discussions. Oh, he's finally doing a review. If you're like that, then that's very depressing for me because, well, anyway, so, Lamb of God, Wrath. I have the CD, not going to show you because it's copyright. Anyways, so this is the follow-up to their Sacrament album, which basically took them to another level. Now, I don't remember, I think it's Burn to Ashes or something like that. That was the 2005, which has Laid to Rest on it. Now, that took Lamb of God to another level, but I think Sacrament in its own right took them to another level. Now, we have Lamb of God Wrath. Now, I think they released an album after this. I'm not 100% sure because I don't really follow Lamb of God that well, like the newer stuff. But I bought Wrath. Interesting story. I went to the mall near my house back when I was living in it somewhere before. Now, the mall had an FYE in it, and the FYE was going out. So I was like, what? And every CD, even the newer ones that just came out, within that week, is like, this is the last day. It's a Saturday. So I got Wrath half off. So anyways, let's stop talking about stories. We're talking about Lamb of God Wrath. So, like I said, this is a follow-up to Sacrament, which that sound on that album blew me away. Like, that album just like showed me what Lamb of God is capable of. Now we have Wrath, which I'm reviewing. Now I'm going to go through the track listing. The Passing, which is an instrumental, before I jump off any further. The Passing is amazing instrumental, and I'll explain to you why in a few seconds. In Your Words, Set to Fail, Contractor, Fake Messiah, Grace, Broken Hands, Dead Seeds, Everything to Nothing, Choke Sermon, and Reclamation. Reclamation, yeah. Anyway, so, back to the Passing instrumental, the opening track. It starts off very, melodic. It has an acoustic guitar, and then it goes into this really amazing sounding riff. And then, of course, after the beautiful 2-minute thing, it goes off and it's starting to fade. And then we have In Your Words, which is a banging song that just hits you out of nowhere. But to sum up this album, I'm not done with the review, don't like summing it up already. But to sum up the sound of this album, it's a lot like Sacrament in ways. But I think they took the guitar sound and the bass sound, basically the guitar side of it, and really gave it a more grittier sound. Because on Sacrament, the guitars had a heavy tone that I really enjoyed. Because the riffs that the guitarist on Lamb of God, I don't know the name, sorry about that. The way they wrote for Sacrament, that album really was just a heavy, dark album, really dark and really heavy. There's a lot of moments where the riffs were really powerful, and so that guitar tone fit. Now on Wrath, there's a lot of moments where it's either thrash type sometimes, heavy metal, and the typical type of riff style, the typical type of songwriting you're used to hear from Lamb of God, with a more grittier guitar bass sound. And it really shows. And off to the guitar solo aspect. The guitar solos in this album, sometimes they're kind of flashy and sometimes they're not. It's more of how you look at it. If you're into Lamb of God just for the songwriting, you really don't care about the solos, then you're not going to really notice the solos. You're just really enjoying the music. But if you are a musician like myself, or someone who really listens to songs and really understands how that was written and how hard is that to play, and how long did it take for that person to perfect that that certain part or something, or how they write that, just how they come up with that, then you're going to go, there's some moments on this album you're going to go with riff-wise, guitar solo-wise, drumming-wise, basically. You're going to go, wow, there's some great moments on this album where you're like, dang, that sounds really awesome. There's some drum solos on this album from Chris Adler. I actually know his name. I hope so, that's his name. But the drummer, he really just has a powerful drumming sound on this album. He really showed a heavy drum sound, and there's a lot of drum solo moments where I was like, dang, man, that is some good stuff. It was really good. And there's some moments where I didn't expect that, and he just threw it out there. Few songs I want to make notice of is Grace. Starts off really melodic, and then it hits you with a powerful riff, and it's really fast paced. I really enjoyed that track. That track really threw me off. Not threw me off in a good way, of course, because I wasn't expecting it. Because I was listening to the whole album, and I was like, awesome, awesome, awesome. Everything to Nothing. I love that intro riff. Every single time that song would just start automatically playing while I was listening to the CD, I was like, yes, finally, because Everything to Nothing is one of my favorite tracks. I don't know why. It's just that intro riff really sounds amazing to me, and I'm like, this is heavy stuff. Choke Sermon, a great track. Let's see, Dead Seeds. It's okay. But Fake Messiah, pretty good. Contractor, decent. There were some moments on Contractor I was like, that's pretty cool. But basically, all the albums on this, all the songs in this album have a purpose. Like I've said in other reviews, all the songs have a purpose. But basically, like to me, there's not one song on this album that I can pull out from the track list and say this is bad. Like here is the track listing for Wrath, and there's not one song I pull out and go, this shouldn't have been there. I think everything had a little something to give, but there were some moments on the album, I will say this, I will have to say this, there were some moments on the album that I just felt could have been more enhanced in a more way, maybe it could have been a little bit better. There's nothing dissing or anything towards the band, it's just I feel like that there were some moments that maybe they could have did something different or maybe did something a little bit better. Because there are some moments where I'm thrown off by the, the music, what I'm listening to, the writing style. Sometimes, like, I wasn't expecting that to come after this. Or I wasn't expecting, like, that to be an intro to that song. And then all of a sudden, like, after that intro, boom, it hits you like grace. I didn't expect that. But, of course, Lamb of God, they give you that heavy stuff. No, there's nothing really wrong with the lyric-wise, vocal-wise. I mean, I felt like Randy Blythe, I think they say his name, his vocal style is typical from what you know from Lamb of God. Really good stuff. Lyric-wise, he's really great. He's really good writer for his lyrics. But back to the songwriting-wise, I'm about to say about 95% of this album is really good, like really good Lamb of God stuff, like typical stuff you're known from them, and also they took it a step further in some spots. A lot of thrash elements, a lot of heavy metal moments, a lot of, death metal, a lot of just fast-paced riffage. I mean, what you're known from Lamb of God, you're going to get on Wrath. But there are some moments where, in my personal opinion, because I have to say this because I have to be honest, is that I just wish that some things could have been better or some things could have been different because, like I said, there are moments where I went, hey, I didn't expect this to come after what just happened there. But there's some moments where I'm going, oh, that's too obvious. Like, I heard this part, and I was like, maybe they'll do something different, but they don't. It just follows a pattern. Like, I wish that, bands would take more of a chance and do more things that a lot of people go like, wait, I did not expect that. But Lamb of God, they did do some things on this album that made me go, what? That's crazy. I didn't expect that. Then there's some moments where they go, oh, that's obvious. So, I mean, all in all, I had to give this album a good 8.5 out of 10. It's a really, really good album. It's just some moments where I just went, maybe a little bit better. But that's the review, guys. And so if you haven't heard Wrath, if you have heard a few songs, I highly recommend that you do go listen to the album and, of course, give your opinion for yourself. Because I feel like this album, to me, in my opinion, thinking of it as a Lamb of God fan, that it gave me a lot of things that I was expecting for Lamb of God after Sacrament. But there were some moments I'm like, maybe they could have been a little bit better, maybe not. But I mean, that's up for you guys to decide because that's you just saw my opinion. So basically, you're gonna comment down below and let me know if you have heard this album. Let me know what you personally think about it. Let me know if you have any disagreements with me. No arguing, like an actual topic conversation. But, yeah, so that's the review, guys. So thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I'll start doing more reviews soon. But thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you guys soon.